This is the all-new Community Connection. I'm your host, Jade Harrell, keeping you connected to our community. RX Outreach is partnering with Novo Nordisk, United Way, and the YMCA to host the Health and Wellness Expo on Tuesday, April 26th. The event will be held at O'Fallon Park YMCA, and RX Outreach has a new president. I am joined today by Darryl Munden, who is now at the helm after Michael Holmes, and he's here to share more about the event and what's in store for the year, what the plans are for RX Outreach, and we're glad to have you here today.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Sure. Well, welcome aboard.
Actually, I've been with the organization, obviously, since we spun off from Express Scripts back in 2010.
Oh, okay.
So in the capacity of the chief operating officer, I've been there. So knowing
I didn't have that history. Okay, you do know it, yeah.
Knowing the business, been there, and the good news is that we've had the opportunity to serve over, let's say, close to 250,000 people across the United States. Here in Missouri, we actually have over 2,000 patients that we help.
Amazing.
Now, the good news is that when we say help, that means that we're saving them significant amounts of money to the tune of about, for that population that I just gave you, over $400 million. Wow. Over the course of the now 6 years that we've been in existence. So
you talked about health. Let's talk about the service. What does RX Outreach do for anybody that doesn't know, and what is that special service you provide?
Well, our mission, as defined for us as an organization, is to provide affordable medication to people in need. And we do that by procuring medications from the same manufacturers that many other pharmacies are using. And the difference is that we provide those at very low prices. For example, you can get a 6-month supply of some medications on our formulary for $20. Mm-hmm. And there's and actually with partnerships that we've developed with manufacturers, we've been able to add free medications to our formulary. Some great stories around that too, I tell you.
I'd like to hear one. Sure. Please share.
It's a change that has taken place for one particular medication. It's called Plaquenil, and it treats rheumatoid arthritis. And we had a couple, they were Medicare eligible and had Medicare, and the cost of the medication moved to another tier, which increased the cost. So much so they were faced with paying over $500 a month for the medication when they previously had a nominal payment. And they wrote a letter to the manufacturer that we partnered with, and they passed it on to us. We played phone tag with the individuals, and this was actually on Easter Sunday. No, this was on Good Friday. Mm-hmm. And they were on the way to the pharmacy, ready to make the concession of being able to buy the medication and foregoing buying the food that they need when we got in touch with them. And we were able to give them the good news of not only will you be able to qualify for the program, but guess what? The medication is going to be free.
From $500 to free?
From $500 to free. And the lady...
what was her response?
Tears of joy.
Okay.
And she passed the phone to her husband, and he was just ecstatic about it as well. So what they faced, the fear, the anxiety about the prospects of their future and what it meant, because they couldn't take the generic medication. They had to take the brand form of it.
Oh, wow.
And that's what we have. But that's just an example of the magnitude and the impact that we have.
It's a very real example because the costs, the health conditions that we have now, the numbers of circumstances that require medications it's humongous. It's tremendous. What is the landscape out there? How much of an impact are you all making in the overall scheme of things?
Not as much as we want. Let me just start there. When I look at before the Affordable Care Act was implemented and the number of uninsured people, there were probably about 47 million people. And with the expansion of Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act, there's probably around 20-some million, 6 million people still uninsured. We have a significant footprint in the fact that we serve over 85,000 patients a year. But when I consider that and compare that to the population of people that still remain uninsured, there's still much more work and benefit that we can provide to people. I don't minimize what we do because, like that story I just shared with you, That's
somebody's
life-changing,
life. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it is.
And we get those comments and those letters all the time, and it's a very uplifting experience. But much more to do, and part of what we're looking to do is to do just that: make more people aware of who we are and the value that we bring, and the ability to improve the quality of their lives. And I'll go as far as to say, in many cases, save their lives, because many people are not compliant because of the cost of the medication.
And that's a huge issue. Not only acquiring the necessary medications, but then adequately, appropriately taking or administering them.
Absolutely.
So you all are very community-minded.
Yes,
constantly. That's a legacy, and I'm proud to see many of the functions that I've been at, the health fairs, the awareness functions. I've seen you all right there, and that isn't stopping. It looks like you're ramping it up a bit.
As a matter of fact, yeah, and I'm going to touch on the Health and Wellness Expo that we have coming up.
Okay.
April 26th at the O'Fallon Park YMCA.
I love that place.
I've had the benefit of going out. I didn't attend this event last year. I was traveling, but heard wonderful things about it. We have, as a matter of fact, St. Louis Community College, they're providing 2 chefs. One that actually lives a distance away from him, and they're going to be preparing food that will be available at the event on the 26th as well. And it's shopping not at some exorbitant place, but at a place that the people that will most benefit from this experience, where they're going to be faced with shopping. And it will demonstrate to them, you don't have to really go out of your way to be able to eat healthy.
Right. And that's a misnomer, because it seems like in order to live well, it costs more.
Yeah, that sometimes seems to be the case.
That's a misimpression. I mean, it can be in many ways.
Yeah.
But if we look and if we press,
yes,
we can not only, if the things aren't available, we can make them available. Right. But where we do have, and I know we're dealing with food deserts and access issues, but where we do have, I mean, between your Aldis and your Save-A-Lots, you can find ways, but oftentimes we don't know how. Exactly. So to incorporate this piece in your expo is quite a stride. It is,
and guess where they shop? Where? At Aldi.
Yep.
Okay, so
Pete's, even you can do some things at Pete's.
Absolutely.
I've done it, yes, sir.
So that will be part of what we do there as well.
Very nice.
We also have some exercise and fitness type things that will be taking place. As a matter of fact, there will be Zumba for seniors.
I love Zumba. Now, this is for our seniors. Now, let's also reemphasize that there is a special focus of this expo for seniors.
Absolutely, yes, it is.
That's the focus there. Why specifically seniors?
There's a need there, and the need and the understanding. So let me just give you another example of something that we'll be doing, because I think that you see and hear more about this in the press these days. But some of the classes not only exercise focused, but also focused on the well-being of an individual, of a senior. There are a lot of scams that take place.
Yeah.
So there will be a class out there to make them more aware of what the scams are and to protect themselves against that.
Excellent.
So fitness, healthy eating, testing, to see, well, do I actually have a condition that I'm unaware of? So there are going to be some testing that's going to be done there as well. Urban League will have their van out there. And so it's just a great time. Now, I'm a big football fan, too. So any of the senior, guys that might be a part of this, if you're a Steelers fan, you'll get to have a little time with Kendall Simmons, who will be there as well as our celebrity guest.
Talk about the special connection that Kendall Simmons has to health in this expo.
And I remember, and I've been a Steeler fan for a long time, and so I recall him not playing. And I wondered to myself, well, what's going on? He had lost a lot of weight and things like that were plaguing him and his ability to continue to play. And then I heard that he had diabetes. Here he is, a professional football player, struggling with the disease of diabetes and trying to, make his way each and every day. So it did impact him significantly. I can't remember how many games that he missed, but he can relate.
And with diabetes, of course, there was a need for treatment.
Yes.
And in his recovery.
Yes.
And maintenance of his health status.
Yeah.
So therein lies the same dilemma that many of us deal with, or many of our loved ones that have diabetes or other conditions deal with, and that is the need to have their prescriptions,
right.
their medications.
Absolutely.
Pretty exciting there, too.
I'm looking forward to it. Most people don't even know that we're here in St. Louis.
Yeah, you seem much bigger.
Yeah, we do. But we have 31,000 square feet in St. Louis, in Maryland Heights, out in Earth City.
Okay.
And that facility contains our entire operation, and we're a very highly automated operation. The technology that we utilize allows us to very efficiently be able to send out over 8,000 prescriptions on a weekly basis.
Wow.
With minimal manpower. The additional thing is
you have robots?
We do, as a matter of fact.
I want to see.
We have a robot arm that moves vials from one place to another. We have scanning technology that ensures the integrity of the prescriptions being delivered to the right person.
Excellent.
All of those great things that, and I have to give some kudos to Express Scripts, to be quite honest with you. When we spun off, all the things that we use to do what we do today and impact the people that we impact, those things were donated to us by Express Scripts, and that was over a $7 million donation.
So then we also need to emphasize for anyone who may not be aware that you are a nonprofit organization that does this work.
Yes. We're a 501c3 nonprofit foundation at this point. And and nothing against for-profit organizations, because I was part of one.
You were birthed from it, right?
Yeah, I worked for them. And but the motive for us is to be able to do this in an affordable way, and thereby we don't look to make margin. We look to break even on our budget to cover cost. So if you were to look at how much goes to program versus how much goes to the administrative cost, over 97% of whatever we have goes directed towards the program and services that we provide.
That goes back to the whole mission and heart of it.
Absolutely.
That's right, to see people well.
Yes, it is.
I absolutely love it. We'll send out the invitation for our event next week.
So, Tuesday, April 26th, from 9 a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m., please come join us at the Health and Wellness Expo located at O'Fallon Park. It's on West Florissant, 4343. Look forward to seeing you.
That's right. The expo takes place on Tuesday from 9 to 2 and will provide critical screenings and resources for more than 300 seniors. Live cooking, senior Zumba, meet and greet Steelers football player and Super Bowl champion Kendall Simmons. All sorts of health screenings are available for hearing, diabetes, blood pressure, and flexibility, and more than 20 social service organizations will provide resource materials and classes for our seniors. Admission is free, and attendees will have the chance to win prizes as well. So we look forward to seeing you there at the Health and Wellness Expo at the O'Fallon Park YMCA Rec Complex in North St. Louis from 9 to 2 on Tuesday, April 26th. And of course, I want to make sure I thank Julie Reed for bringing the information to us. And we just thank you again, Darryl Munden, President of RX Outreach, for being with us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, that's it for this week. If you have questions or comments or have something you'd like to include in the community calendar, you can leave a message on our message box at 314-333-8369, 314-333-8369. And for more information about our show or any of our guests, you can visit us online and listen to the podcast at Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker.com. And search Community Connection with Jade Harrell. You all be blessed, do blessed, and take care.